The iPod, I should say, has already taken over the portable music market. Well, now Apple looking to change the mobile phone business. Jerry Cobb on the money.
For gadget freaks, it's a match made in heaven. The cool design and functionality of Apple's iPod, married with the convenience and utility of a cell phone. After months of rumors, new reports that the Apple iPhone is finally going into production.
iPod and Apple have the chance to come into this market and establish a standard, just as they did in the discrete market 4 or 5 years ago. And if they do that, then it's almost going to be game over for everybody else.
No one knows exactly what the iPhone will look like. 2 versions said to be in the works, one that plays music, another that plays music and videos. But the cell phone market is crowded with competitors, and current music phones haven't been a big hit with consumers.
Apple will certainly have a significant leg up because they've already figured out how to do that end-to-end experience that incorporates seamless synchronization with the library on the PC and then a way to buy music through the iTunes music store.
There's also a risk that the iPhone could cannibalize sales of the iPod, which are already slowing down. Apple will almost certainly have to partner with wireless service providers to sell the iPhone, something the company has been reluctant to do in the past.
I think being able to work more openly with partners is probably going to be their biggest challenge. And given their move into this space, and then combined with their other products, it's the typical challenges that they always face if you get into a situation where you have slowing consumer demand.
According to the internet rumor mill, Apple chief Steve Jobs is expected to unveil the new iPhone at the upcoming Macworld conference in January. And if the company can capture just a couple % of the $200 billion cell phone market, that will be more than enough to move the needle on Apple's bottom line. On the money, Jerry Cobb, CNBC, Los Angeles.
And let's get right to those Apple insiders. Tonight, what the bloggers think. Bob Ward, founder of LoopRumors.com. Arnold Kim, founder of MacRumors.com. Arnold, let's start with you. How real is this? Is this a sure thing or not?
I think it's a pretty sure thing, actually. Rumors of the Apple iPhone have been ongoing for at least 5 years now, but I think the things that have brought it all together in the last 6 months are just an increasing number of reports from analysts and sources saying that the Apple iPhone is coming in probably the first half of 2007. Whether or not it comes at Macworld remains to be seen.
Bob, set aside for the fact that obviously it'll probably be very slickly marketed and it'll be particularly cool and shiny and something that'll be Apple-y.
Right.
Other than that, how is a phone that is an MP3 player technologically innovative?
Well, I think that Apple has been traditionally innovative, and everything that they've done, most everything that they've done has been a huge success. And I think that the iPhone will be no exception.
Other than their computers.
Well, other than their...
Which has a 95% lack of market saturation and is now benefiting from the fact that the iPod is a success. And you could argue, were it not for the iPod, the computer business would have been relegated to the graphics design world forever.
Well, I'm not so sure about that, but we can disagree.
Well, I mean, we can look at the numbers. It's 95% of the computers in the world are not Apple computers, right?
Well, that's
Is that
true,
a fact or not?
That is a fact.
Right. So, but iPod has been a huge success. I'm kind of curious what it is about an iPhone, other than the fact that it's cool and it's from Apple, that makes it technologically interesting.
Well, I think that Apple is an innovative company, and anything that they come out with is innovative.
So, other than the fact that, you're saying just because Apple is cool, so there's nothing that you know of about it other than the fact that Apple is cool.
Let me answer your question. You asked me a question.
Your answer is Apple is innovative.
Right, and you're saying that they don't have a big market share.
I want to know what the innovation. No, here's my question, Bob. Let's try it again. Bob, let's try it again. What's the innovation on the phone?
The innovation on the phone is that it will have. The rumors out there are that you'll be able to video conference, something that you can't do today. There's going to be, there's just so many different things out there. There's touchscreen patents out there. No other company out there is allowing you to have a touchscreen phone where you can do multiple touches at the same time.
What do you say, Arnold? What do you think the innovation is going to be?
Well, I mean, I think the main innovation, of course, is that it's going to be an iPod at the core, and there are over 60 million iPod owners, and or iPod sales, that is, but whether, and I think a lot of those people do want something to eliminate a device that they have to carry around. So having an iPod phone simply makes sense for a lot of these people. And the iPod user interface is great. And there were MP3 players before the iPod, and then Apple came along, and with their interface and with their integration with iTunes, they really sort of stormed the market.
Gentlemen,
I think.
Go ahead,
yes.
Bob. Or go ahead, Arnold.
Oh, similarly, certainly that's what the appeal of the iPod phone is that Apple can bring this interface, the integration to a cell phone, and then, you can carry one less device around, and then,
right, but I guess my point is, and it doesn't diminish your point at all, because obviously they're MP3 players first. My sense is that Apple will do this so cool and so well that everyone will want to have it. Your point is they're MP3 players before they were iPods, but the iPod was just easier and cooler. It's not that this phone does anything fantastic. There already are phones that have music players on them.
Right, but
they're just not well marketed.
They're not well marketed, and I argue that the integration and the interface are the main problems. People have trouble holding, playing the songs off their phones. There's interface issues. There's where do you get these songs from? I mean, Apple has everything in place for all these things to happen.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Real quick, you want a last word, Bob?
Well, I agree with Arnold. I think that Apple's got, their iCal, their Mail, their iPhoto, all these different software applications that are built into the future Leopard operating system, and all of those can be integrated into a phone, which will be innovative.
Yeah. All right. Listen, gentlemen, thank you both.